Everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you. Happy June 11th. Make sure that everybody can see me and hear me okay before we get going. Got a bunch of people on the chat. We got over 100 people here just waiting. Appreciate that. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay, please, and then we'll get rolling loud and clear from Des Moines, Iowa. Ryan Purchase, good. Dan Canham saying Lima Charlie, cool. Kim Brescia from Tennessee's on here. I see a lot of Tangle Tackle Army members. Craig Rao, Pat Enos, Travis Rajinski, Scott Argetsinger from Dreamweaver is here. If you got any questions for Scott regarding Dreamweaver or in general, please shout him out. Scott's a great guy, good friend, darn good fisherman, and knows everything there is to know about Dreamweaver. So, you know what, before we go any further, I want to remind everybody that all these live streams are proudly brought to you by DreamweaverLures.com. Check them out. Cool. Yeah, DreamweaverLures.com. Check them out. They got great stuff, great people. Always happy to work with those guys and gals down there. Josh Gorchek's on here. Fish Hawk's on here. Cool. Steve Steele's on here. All right. So just a little heads up. If all of a sudden we start getting garbage internet services because Verizon just informed me that I've used like 90% of my hotspot. And so if that gets cut down like in the middle of this thing, we'll probably get some spotty reception. So I apologize in advance, but we'll keep going. And if we lose it all together, don't worry, stick around. I will fire it back up and we'll get it running again. Don't worry. Yeah, don't go anywhere. I'm talking like tonight. If it goes down, I'll get it up and running again. Don't worry about it. Mark Pearson, another Army member on here. Jason C. If you want to join the Tangle Tackle Army, you can do so. The link is down below. You get access to our private Discord page. A lot of fun. We're on there almost every day. Meet a bunch of people. On there talking fishing every day. Tips, tactics, everything. You name it. Fishing reports. It's all there. We'll talk about that more later. Oh, let's see here. Cold out. You know, it's cold out. It's crazy cold out. 2 weeks ago, we had all the air conditioners running probably in Manistee County. And then today, I've got my wood stove going at home. I'm on the boat, obviously, but at home, we got the wood stove up and running. Michigan, yeah, Michigan weather. You never know. It's like the old Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get in Michigan. Quincy, Illinois. Thomas Hurley saying hello. Good to see you. Red's is on here as well. Pat Eno saying hello again. Good to see you again. Cool. Leroy Dowding is also on here from Purple Taco. PurpleTacoFlySupply.com. If you want to check out his stuff, you want to tie your own flies, come up with your own recipes, tie recipes that are already on the website. Check that out. Leroy is on here to answer any questions as well. And great guy. He and his wife, Deb, great people. So, Chad Douglas is here saying hello. All right, tonight's topic. I'm going to give you 10 things tonight. 10 don'ts to do. 10 don'ts to do. 10 don'ts you should not do while salmon fishing. And let me give you a little kind of precursor on this. These are things that I've learned over the years and have been taught to me by people over the years. And these are just things that I've taken away. It's nothing groundbreaking in any way. And of course, I've said this before, I'm not the best charter captain out there. I don't think that even exists. But I appreciate everybody that puts your trust into me to bring you the limited knowledge that I have. These are 10 things that I've definitely found over the years have done me well. So we're going to get into that a little later. That's tonight's topic of the week. 10 things you should not do while salmon fishing. And I think everybody will take something from it. And there's probably going to be some people that maybe agree with it, and maybe some that don't. Certain things, that's fine. That's what this whole thing's about. We can have conversations. I like conversations. All right, and don't forget to take the poll. The poll's kind of a whimsical one this week. Looks like we got 109 votes on it right now. So for everybody out there, have you ever tried to do the Happy Gilmore golf swing? And if you're a golfer, you've probably tried it. I've tried it, and I've failed. And I actually hit one once, pretty good. But for the majority, I think we're going to fail at it. But I was putting this whole thing together earlier today at home, and Happy Gilmore happened to be on. And, of course, that's where I came up with that. But, not every week's going to be fishing related. I got to have something a little different on there. But, yeah, have you ever tried the Happy Gilmore golf swing? Answer the poll question, please. Right now, 112 votes. 60% are saying no, 40% saying yes. Cool. Yeah, get that going. We'll check back on that later. Ryan Purchase, hello, good to see you, man. Don't even say that banana word around here, Ryan. You know better than that. Ken Brush, you said he tried it once in putt-putt, but you got kicked out of there pretty quick. All right. Oh, where do we want to go from here? Oh, hey, if you're interested, this one's beat up, but dark blue charter hats. If you want one, email me, call me. Everything's on my website. My website's down below. I have a limited number of these up for sale right now. I shouldn't take that off. I've got a big glowing white forehead right there. You could probably land a plane on. If you're interested in one, though, I have a few. And they're $25 a piece or 2 for $45 plus shipping. If you're interested, like I said, my email's down below or my website's down there. Call me, text me, whatever. If you're in the area, you're happy to swing by and pick it up, or I can ship them out to you. Anyway, let me know on that, everybody. They're cool hats. They're comfortable, too. I've had this thing now, well, it's been over 2 years, and it's by far my favorite hat, by far. It's not one size fits all. It's adjustable in the back, all those good things. And you can tell she's a little dirty all over the place because she's been everywhere with me. Jason Wilkerson saying, no Bassmaster hook sets. Yeah, we got a little something on that topic, Jason. Definitely. Todd, no sunscreen on the boat. That's a good rule. That's a good rule on the boat. Yeah, don't wear or don't get sunscreen all over your hands and start touching fishing line and fishing lures, things like that. That can really booger things up. Yeah, Bob Hunter, I agree with you on that also. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into that. Like I said, I got 10 don'ts for you here in a few moments. Let's do the fishing report first. And anybody out there, if you have things to add to the fishing report, please do so. I'd love to hear everybody's own report down in the comments. Even after this airs to YouTube, if you got anything to add, I'm always happy to look and see what's going on at people's places. But let's do the fishing report. Okay, fishing report in a nutshell around Manistee. It stinks. It stinks. And I am no Debbie Downer. I am not Mr. Darkside. I am not in any way like that. But it's been pretty cruddy out there lately. I mean, cruddy as far as many charter boats. Some of the best out there coming in with zeros on the boat or 1 or 2. Like if you got four or 5 or 6, you were doing something pretty darn good. In fact, it's been so garbage that many charter captains, including myself, have canceled trips recently and in upcoming days due to the lousy fishing. Now, most charter captains will do that. If the fishing's lousy, we're going to call you up. We're going to tell you, hey, it's lousy out there right now. I'm happy to take you on a boat ride. The chances of catching a boatload of fish are pretty slim. The chances of catching 1 or 2 are actually pretty slim. Do you want to still go? And it's up to the customer then if they just want to take an expensive boat ride. Well, we're happy to do it. But quite a few cancel with no penalty. So many of us around here have been doing that lately. I think it's the professional thing to do. I'm sure there's probably some charters out there that say to heck with it. We're not going to tell the clients anything and just gladly take the money. I don't know any personally, but I'm sure somewhere there's something like that. But fishing around here, I'm pretty stinky. Pretty darn stinky. What I have heard, well, I'll tell you around here what I have heard. Bad, but a little bit of decent mixed in all over the place. So if you're fishing Manistee right now, I've heard people going all the way out past the 40 line to the 45 line. I've heard people running all the way down to the Stick, down by Ludington. I've heard people running up north as far as Arcadia, and it's all been the same around here. 1 or 2 bites, if you're lucky, and the fish are scattered all over. The north wind has just decimated us this year. Water temps out there, right? I think on the surface right now, last I checked, was around 51 or 52. But as soon as you get 10 feet down in depth, you're looking at like 41-degree water, 42-degree water. As you get further and further down, it's almost breaking down into 30-degree water. So the water is just frigid cold. And it's not going to change anytime soon. Unfortunately, it's not. I looked at the extended forecast, I looked at the extended forecast for the next, I think, 7 days or 8 days. It's still predominantly north winds. So I don't see any real relief in sight. And even when we do get a south wind, the lake is the warmest water has to be the southern basin or out towards the middle of the lake. Once we do get a south wind, it's going to take a pretty significant amount of time for this water to warm back up. So I would love to say if we got a week's worth of south winds right now, I would love to say by a week from now or 2 weeks from now, everything would turn around. It's not going to happen. What I have heard is good king fishing over on the Wisconsin side now. You lucky boogers. I heard Racine, Sheboygan, a few other places, and the UP of Michigan, like Escanaba, up in that area, Big Bay, getting really good catches up there. So it seems like the Kings got to this area, and I think it's pretty this is just my opinion. I think when the Kings come north in the springtime, they're chasing the warmer water. They're chasing the bait, which is chasing the warmer water. And once they get to, say they get to that wall of cold water, say it was just off Manistee, where we're just getting north winds, they got a couple choices. They don't want to turn around and go back south. They're not programmed to do that. So it's going to be my opinion that they either force their way through that wall of cold water and keep going north, which it appears that some of them did that, or they're going to take that left turn towards the west and just start working the edge of that cold water until they either run into shore or, a pocket of warm water. And it seems like a bunch of them did that as well. So they're either going to go north or they're going to go west. And that we've had this several years. This is the worst year I recall in my memory. My memory is probably garbage, but this is the worst north winds that I can recall in the month of June ever. It's just been nonstop north winds, and it's going to continue that way. So anyway, yeah, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer in any way. It's going to turn around. It will. We're going to have good fishing this year. We're all walking around here right now kicking the dirt and with our heads down, but I'm staying positive because I know it's going to happen. And it may be towards the end of June, it may be into the beginning of July, or maybe even the middle of July, but we're going to have good fishing. The fish are big this year. They're plentiful. The bait out there is good. We're marking tons of bait right now, right here in the mouth of the harbor and out in front of Manistee. There's really good bait out there. The fish, last time I fished was a week ago. Good Lord. The last time I fished, I think we had a half dozen or so, and every one of them had alewives in the belly. So that's a good sign too. The bait's good. The bait's healthy. The bait was really big. The fish are looking really healthy. It's just we got to get the right conditions now to set up, and we'll be good to go. All right. Anyway, bluegills are always a backup from Jeff Russell. What's normally a backup is lake trout around here. We hit this June lull, and we go up north to the lake trout grounds, and we tear them up. And they've been MIA as well, and that's got us really befuddled around here right now. The lake trout don't want to be in that cold water, that super cold water right now either. So I have a feeling the lake trout are even still out deep. So yeah, bluegills might be the right option right now. They might be by far the best option right now. But anyway, it's going to get better. Give it time, and we're going to have a good year. And probably by the end of August, we're all going to forget all about this June lull anyway, because I think the fishing is going to be that good. All right, like I said, Wisconsin, heard it's been really good. If anybody has info on that. UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, I've heard that's been really good along that southern edge as well. If anybody has information on that, please share it. I'd love to see it on here. Joe Wilbaum asking if the tubes, well, you're asking the tubes, you're talking about the Little River. Yeah, there has been some kings in the river system already this spring, like from the beginning of spring until now. I talked to a couple guys the other day that were looking up in the Little River. Where else? They told me specifically, and I don't remember. But yeah, there's a few kings in there. You're going to get those. You're going to get those early runners that go, but the vast majority are still out in the lake. There's no doubt about it. They're still out there. Mitch saying Detroit or Erie. Yeah, that might be the way to go as well. Cool. All right, that's your fishing report around here. Please share any info that you may have. Grab some water. We got about 215 people out here right now. Thanks everybody for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you get anything out of this channel, if you take anything away that's valuable to you. Oops, hold on. Hold on. All right, I'm going to have to make a little change here. Hold on. I apologize. There we go. Sorry about that. My stand gave out for a moment. Should be good now. There we go. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you get anything valuable out of this channel like me messing with the stand, the camera stand, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That bodes well for that, doesn't it? But honestly, if you do get anything out of this channel, I would appreciate it. It does help me out. Oh, Steve Steele saying don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button for me throwing the camera all around there for about 10 seconds. Please. Greg Golab saying Erie has been nothing but east winds. Okay, thanks, Greg. Chevy guy saying thanks for the drag upgrade videos. Is everything the same for left-handed reels? I would have to think so. Scott Argetsinger's on here. He'll be able to answer that question much easier than I can. Scott is the drag upgrade master, and he's on here. If you want your drags upgraded, let me say this. We did that one drag upgrade for my old 10-color reel. If you haven't seen that video, just look into the catalog here on this channel. We did that one reel. And that 10-color had been on my boat for 4 years at least, and it was beat up. The drags were beat up. I ran that thing, well, I started running it, a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. An Akuma Convector, which are decent drags, not great drags, decent drags. That thing is by far and away, night and day better than my stock Akuma Convectors. And in fact, I've never been one to think that, hey, I'm going to get my drags upgraded. I think this next off season I'm going to be sending all my Akumas to Scott for upgrades. It is that much of a difference. The amount of play that you have with that drag, no stickiness. The fish can run that thing out there smooth as silk. You can play with it all over the place. It is truly an upgrade. For a small amount of money, it's well worth it. So Scott's on here. Scott, if you want to throw your website up or contact information for you, whatever way you want to do it for the people that are looking to get their drags upgraded, I can't recommend it any more than I just did. It is that good. It's well worth it. Somebody's saying, what exactly does a drag upgrade do for you? It's just better drag washers. It's carbon fiber drag washers compared to the wet gear or the wet washers that come stock on the regular convectors or many other reels out there. All right. Let's get into this week's topic of the week. It's going to be 10 don'ts or things not to do when you're out salmon fishing, and I think you're going to enjoy it. All right. I got them written down. This paper is worth about the same as it was before I wrote anything on there. So if anybody wants it, I'll sell it to you for that much. All right. 10 things, 10 don'ts to do on the salmon boat. And again, these are things that I've picked up over the years. Things that you tend to learn things the hard way in fishing, in life in general. You mess something up, you break something, something goes wrong. Those are the best life lessons. And I always said that the two best teachers in life are pain and failure. And they can work hand in hand. So many failures out on the water. And again, I say thank you again for putting any kind of trust in me and bringing you this information. It means a lot to me. I don't take that lightly. And I'm looking for anything that you might want to add to this list as well. I've already seen a whole bunch of things on here. People saying some of their rules on their boat. I'm going to add to it. So 10 things. Number 1, don't be afraid to just go for it. I hope you understand what I mean by that. And if you don't, I'll give you a little background. When I first started salmon fishing, when I got up to Manistee in the late 90s, had a small boat then, but I was intimidated. I was intimidated because I saw the big white tiers. I saw the big charter boats. I saw the fancy weekend boats going out there. And I thought, you know what? I don't have a place in all of that. And I finally said, to heck with it. And I just went for it. And from then on, I loved it. And I learned real quick, just get out there and get after it. That is the best teacher. So that's number 1. Go out there and just get after it. Don't be intimidated. Number 2, don't go it alone. Get a network. You cannot, if you don't have a network right now, you don't understand really what I mean by that, what a network can do for you. We were just talking the other night, myself and some other charter captains here in the marina, and we were talking about how important it is for everyone, ourselves included, everyone to have a network, because not everyone can be everywhere on the lake at one time. We were talking about fishing, one guy fishing deep, one guy fishing south, one guy fishing north. You can't do all that at once, but that phone call can make it there pretty quick, and you can start changing things around with a network. Have a network. One of the most valuable tools you can absolutely have. So don't go out there without one. What we're doing in our private Discord channel, and again, if you want to get on that private Discord, you got to join the Tankle Tackle Army or support me on Patreon on the captain's tier. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Right now, we're setting up threads, posts, where you can come onto that Discord. You can find people in your area, and you can start networking right through that Discord. Share phone numbers, share information. I think it's going to be a valuable tool for everybody. So don't go it alone. Number 3, don't think that you need all the brand new, shiny, fancy gear every year. And I'm as susceptible to that as anybody else. I would be the deadest fish out there if I was a fish, because the first shiny thing that went by me, I would have thought I had to have it, and I would be on the end of somebody's line. But every year, lure companies come out with new things. And, it's a business. Lure companies out there, it's a business. Dreamweaver, Moonshine, Stinger, you name it. Everybody. It's nothing against any of them, and I'm sure they all would agree with me. You don't always need the brand new, fancy, shiny thing that came out. And that may sound counterproductive for me being on here talking about lures and Dreamweaver and Moonshine and everything else. But I'm just being honest with everybody. And Scott, you're on here as well. I have no doubt that Scott will agree with me also. I think if you asked the majority of people out there, they would agree with me also. You don't have to have every shiny new spoon that comes out. The ones that caught fish for you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, or even more, will still catch fish for you. All your flasher flies, all your big flashes, your small flashes, big spoons, small spoons, you name it, they're going to catch fish for you. So pick and choose which ones you want to get. I love getting new stuff every year. Don't get me wrong. There's new things every year that absolutely catch fish. Just be careful. You don't have to have every brand new piece out there. Oh, number 4. This, Scott, you'll probably agree with me on this also. Don't become over loyal to one brand. And again, I know that sounds very counterintuitive to me being on here talking about certain brands like Dreamweaver and Moonshine and all that. But if you become over